P Diddy is on trial for pedophilia, I think, or just rape. But sometimes you wake up in the morning and you'll hear a voice saying, or it's not a voice, it's just a knowledge. Just a knowledge. I don't know, maybe it's better described as not a voice so much, but as a knowledge. A knowledge about yourself. I'm really bad, really wicked. And if you believe that you're really bad and wicked, you believe this knowledge that you have about yourself, it's hard to want to do anything too good, or it's hard really to want to do anything. You know, it can be accompanied by a physical feeling too, feeling lethargic, no energy, mentally cloudy as well, right? So here's the trick. Uh, I've seen it. I don't know in which book. So it's like this: if you really start from the bottom, you know, the 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 knowledge you have of your own wickedness, whatever place you believe yourself to be in, instead of denying it, accept it. So let's say it is a voice and it's like a conversation with a demon in your head, right? And the demon's telling you, like, yo, you're so wicked. Say, I know, yeah, I'm so wicked. Dude, you're not even like a Jew, you're just a goy, you know, like you have no holiness. Okay, I'm a goy, I'm not even Jewish, I have no holiness. Also, like, just saying whatever the guy wants to tell you, like you're really bad. Okay, okay. Instead of fighting it, accept it, and now say like this, you know. And so what, you know? Uh, I can't, as someone who has no holiness and isn't even Jewish, whatever. I can't go connect to God. I can't be happy. I can't, you know. Also, here in my case, he'd be lying to me. I am a Jew. I know I'm Jewish. But sometimes it's straight up lies, you know, like like you have no holiness. Everyone has holiness, but there are voices in our heads or just knowledge about ourselves that we come to accept, things that are not beneficial or true. And like I said, the method is like, when you're being faced with this, is just to accept it and say, so what? Even as such and such and such, if all this is true, I can still go out and put on tefillin. I can still go out and pray. I can still go out and smile. You know, it reminds me of the story of Rabbi Nachman with the chicken prince. So the prince thinks he's a chicken. He has some kind of like, you know, psychological thing, and he decides he's a chicken, and he's sitting under the table, always like pecking at scraps like a chicken. And no one could cure this chicken prince. There was like really nothing wrong with him. He just got something wrong in his head that he's a chicken. So one wise old man comes, and he he says, you know, like, he comes under the table and he gets naked like this prince chicken who's sitting under the table, also naked because he thinks he's a chicken. And he starts pecking at the food, on the crumbs on the floor, like the prince chicken dude. And then, you know, the prince asks him, like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And the old man says, "Hey, I'm a chicken." The chicken says, "Oh yeah, me too." Right? And they like, okay, they're bonding now. They're like pecking the crumbs together. And then like, yo, strange, but the old man like decides to like put on, like, I don't know, like one article of his clothing, like maybe his shirt or something, you know? And the prince questions him. He's like, "Why are you putting on your shirt? I thought you told me you're a chicken." Says, "Yeah," says the old man. "Yeah, I'm a chicken, but a chicken's also allowed to wear a shirt." Yeah, and he does that again with another article of clothing, maybe his pants, right? Prince says to the old man, "Why you wearing pants? I thought you were a chicken." Yeah, yeah, I'm a chicken, but a chicken's also allowed to wear pants. He does this over and over and until he has the prince sitting back in his chair, his royal high, you know, his chair with his dad, his king, the king. The guy still thinks he's a chicken, but at least he's acting like a normal prince again, you know? That reminds me of that. So yeah, like the allegory here is like maybe I'm a chicken or maybe I am wicked. So what? A chicken can also put on a shirt. So a wicked person can also well put on tefillin, you know. But also another point of that story is even if you still think you're the chicken, right? If you're the guy in the story that still thinks you're the chicken, even if you act right, but you still think you're the chicken, you should know that really you're a prince. You're not a chicken. So really you're not wicked. Even if you still think you're wicked, but you get over your and you still go and do good stuff, you should know you're not really wicked. You're just a prince, you know. Yeah, McFuzz really good, but honestly, if it's not really okay. So I heard from someone in yeshiva, like one of the rabbis in yeshiva said, Bachrim should not be going to mikvah. If they have like if they have carry at night, like they shouldn't worry about it. They shouldn't like go to mikvah. Listen, there was guys in yeshiva who went to mikvah every morning, like Hasidish type of leaning boys. No one stopped them. They weren't saying you're not allowed to go. But there was like a day, a thing in yeshiva, like at least from this moment, I'd be like, yeah, Bachram should not be focused on like, oh, I had carry, so I have to go to the mikvah. Like, no, like just move on with your life. I don't know what they were basing off that of exactly, but I think it was more like, uh, don't stress yourself out that much. I don't know if you're not like, I don't know what the point was. Saying I like that opinion because it's like mikvah feels amazing to like really, bring mental clarity, remove the fog, wake you up, get rid of the physical fatigue. And also it helps you like really, if you believe it, mikvah, that's why you're going, right? Changes your like whole subconscious too, your soul, everything is just, it's a rinse, right? Thing is, it comes with like a little bit of a high that as soon as if you're gonna come out of the mikvah and then go do like a sin that will mess you up, like I don't know, I could really only think of like like sexual sins. I don't know if other sins really mess you up in that way. Maybe, I don't know. But then yeah, so then the becomes really depressing. But if you don't ever go to mikvah and you just stack on a lot of sins, eventually you could get into like a place where you're like in a coma and you don't really feel your sins, you know? So what I'm saying, like mikvah, yeah, mikvah feels awesome. You can get into going to mikvah, but you're gonna have to get ready for a roller coaster. That if you mess up or you just do something bad sexually, you're gonna mess up your whole psyche. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it because you just went to a mikvah, so you're like have a fresh psyche. You know, that's why I don't like mikvah. Yo, if you want to, I posted a link on my story on WhatsApp and on Facebook. I put it up my page, a link to join the video. Yeah, Shabbos morning I went to mikvah again, and then Shabbos afternoon I was like, all right, I should go to mikvah again. I didn't, and I haven't gone since. That's what I'm saying. It's like you could get into it and go to mikvah every day, which is probably the best. It's probably the best. If you're not, then go for Shabbat. You'll get a high. But if you're like sensitive and whatever, you're gonna put yourself on an emotional roller coaster. Someone's always telling me cold showers. All right, Leora is always telling me cold showers are healthy, can reset you. I'm wondering how much. What if I go to a mikveh that's not cold at all? It's super warm and comfortable. Does it do what a cold shower would do? Is it something completely different? I mean, even when people went to mikveh back in the day, like I think sometimes they purposely went to a cold mikveh to yeah, like suffer a little bit, in their body. I know in Lakewood, I know someone who builds mikvahs for a living. Like he travels and advises people on how to build their mikvahs or something. So in his synagogue, he has two mikvahs in the basement. I mean, one mikvah with two places to like dip. And one of them is kosher biblically. It's like a biblical mikvah, and the other one is it's like kosher and a less. It's not kosher for like biblical stuff. It's like kosher for like the rabbinic enactments. The one that's kosher for the biblical stuff, he keeps it cold. It's the cold one. The hot one. It's like sometimes people like to go into a cold mikvah also, not just a mikvah but cold, freezing. Yo, Makore, Akol Tov, Akol Beseder, אני שותה ice cafe. This is actual. Yeah, it's not like the iced coffee slush. It's like pressed coffee. It's a cappuccino that instead of being served cold, you serve it on ice. Anyway, the idea is to never, never give up. You're always gonna have to start from the bottom. You always have to wake up thinking you're P Diddy. Uh, start from the bottom, right? Every day. And if you start from the top, it's all gonna topple down anyway. You have to start from the bottom. Can't start from the top. You have to start from the bottom. Yo, it's like 90 something degrees right now. Shalom. You know, that song lyrics, wake up. Is that the real song lyrics? It is, right? Like from yeah, wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Brush your teeth, something's gonna hit the city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Because when I leave for the night, I know I ain't coming back. I think it's Kesha or Katy Perry. One of them have a song with those lyrics. And it's funny that I don't know now P Diddy's in trouble for like all these sexual allegations. It's funny that they put him in a song like he was still like king of the world and no one could touch him. Yeah, so even if you think you're P Diddy, doesn't change anything about you. If you can get in touch with me somehow, I can give you a link next time I go live. If you can get onto my Facebook, that's the best. Right now on Facebook, my name, because I changed it, is Fingerer Rebbe. Fingerer, Fingerer, and then Rebbe. Fingerer Rebbe on Facebook. If you could get on that page, that's where I posted the link. I also sent it on my WhatsApp status. That's where I posted a link to join the live. I can't put it in the description of the video because if I go to change the description, the link changes, gives me a new one. You know, share it externally to other apps.